What's good, everyone? Welcome back to Waterboy 78. I am Alex, and it's been a while since I made a video, because honestly, I consider this channel defunct. But as I was getting home tonight, I thought of this great video idea, and it's about how it took me an hour to get home from Whataburger, which is only 15 to 20 minutes away from my house. So I'm gonna tell the story right now. So my friend and I, we met there. I'm not gonna say my friend's name because I'm not sure if he would want me to use it in this or not, but we met there. We had food, obviously, since it's a restaurant. And after that, it was 6 o'clock. 6. So I put the directions. I got there, good and everything. Nothing was wrong there, except there's road work, so I had to use a detour, which is fine because Google Maps told me, where to go and everything. So there was no issue getting to Whataburger, I guess. But when I left there, that's where I don't know how to describe it. It went left. Even though this is going right, it went left. So I pulled out of Whataburger, and I think the GPS told me that I was supposed to turn, but told me right away and didn't really give me a warning. But then it just said, keep going straight. I was like, all right, so that's not a big deal. And it kept leading me on to where I was supposed to go, supposedly. But I got to this thing. There's a sign in the middle of the road that said, road closed. And it was just in my lane. So, but, the GPS didn't tell me that. And me not being overly bright, I decided, since nobody was coming from the other lane, I decided I'll just be careful and I'll go ahead and move around the sign. That's not a huge deal, right? So I did that. I kept going a little bit, and you know what happened, Jack? I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry, that's really cringy, but I don't really care. What happened was, after I went there, like I said, I kept going, and then the whole entire road, which is blocked off by like traffic cones and whatnot and all that crap, which again, I should have expected it, because it said, the side told me the road was going to be closed, and sure enough it was. So I pulled into this neighborhood, I went into it, I entered it, and then I turned around right away. And I went right from there. I was in this new neighborhood, and it took me to the same place I was before. So I basically went through this 3 more times, and I didn't go back to the place where it said road closed. I just knew with certain turns, like where it was headed to, as I kept going through these neighborhoods. And so eventually I just decided to straight up ignore the GPS, even though it was still on, and try to make my way to where I thought, like, the best way to, or where I thought I could get home, I guess. This is where it gets scary for me, even though, just hear me out, all right? I got to this traffic light, and it was green, so I was going onto the interstate. So I was going on the on-ramp, and I started to realize, like, yeah, I'm about to go on the interstate. And I was using some words that, weren't overly friendly. Like, I was saying that in my car and everything. So I pulled over, thank God, and I was really scared. I was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna have to do this like there's no way out of it. So I called my dad. And by the way, I should, it's really not that scary. I know. I just, because I've had a license for quite some time, and I've had one well enough to, drive on the interstate. I just haven't driven that much on the interstate, which is kind of a problem, but I got some good practice in today because I called my dad and I was like, I have to do this because the GPS didn't tell me that the road was closed. And he just guided me through it, got me off the interstate, and you know, honestly, from there it got easier. Just I was able to find a different route, and after I got into some neighborhood, some random one, the GPS was also guiding me, and I was able to get home. So yeah, that was wow. I didn't even think about that. That was like the main everything after the interstate, which was pretty short. Like how long I was on was not that long. Um, there's not much after that. But yeah, it's just it took me. Yeah, here's the point. It took me a whole hour almost. I left Whataburger at 6, and I pulled in the driveway, my driveway, at 6:58. So 2 minutes from an hour, I I was trying to get home, and I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure he got home easy. I have no idea how my friend got like it. It probably did not take an hour like it did me, and part of it's my fault because you know I should have watched, I guess, like where I was headed into. Thank God I stopped on the ramp. Also, I pulled over. I didn't stop in the middle of the ramp where like cars are going 60 miles an hour. Obviously, I did that and I didn't die, so that's another good thing. But yeah, it's the whole point of this is it's good driving spirit. I don't know what just happened there. It's good driving experience, especially for somebody who should know or who has had plenty of time to have experience with interstate driving, which I have before, like, with my dad, but never just me alone. So this is the first time. I don't know if you see it back there. We have that poster is of the band War, who made a Lowrider and Why Can't We Be Friends? And they did the three finger salute, which is like another way of doing peace. So peace.